Hey everybody, happy Thursday to you. It is Thursday. It is July the 8th. I hope that you're having a really good day. We're kind of hanging around waiting on Elsa. I did my front beds today. I did some gardening in the back. And now it's time for me to come up and kind of get some things done in the studio while we wait on this storm. I have an art supply book to put into the shop today. This one is, it's white and blue, map imagery, an anchor, a boat, map imagery here. Kind of flip it over on the back and you've got one of those super cool stars. And to pick up on that star navigation theme, I included stars on the spine of the book as well. She's big. Now she's pretty much like lashed together, okay? So what I'm trying to say, y'all, is she is, I did not put an extra long binding. I did not put an extra long closure here, okay? So let's measure her. She's about 5 inches thick. You'll see that she is compact, condensed right here. Let's take a look at our art supply book. What is an art supply book? It is a book of images, photos, clippings, magazine pages, original art, ideas for you to jump off on, ways to create. I think a book like this would be so much fun, you guys, for someone who is convalescing. Let's take a look at this first pocket here. We've got art trading coin blanks. We've got a 3x3 mini book. We've got fabric scrap for you. There's a playing card back here. Your prompt is classics. What makes you think of the classic? What is the classic collection that you had when you were a child? Did you collect cars, Barbie dolls, bottle caps? What sorts of things did you like? Have some copy dyed paper here for you. Now guys, these are pages from a history book about the history of America during the Civil War. I don't want anybody to be upset or offended by this page. I started to take it out and I thought, I'm just not going to do that because the imagery goes, you know how I like to curate the books. The imagery goes great with all of these, these copy dyed papers that we have right here. So just know that that's what it's about, and please don't anyone be offended. We've got our first creative cluster here. There's a quote from The Secret Garden right there. Remember that a creative cluster is a curated kit for you to play with. All of these things go together. They go together thematically, they may go together numerically, they may go together via color. So you're kind of looking for those things as you go through the book. We're looking for the pages that have paper clips on the sides. Whether you purchase this book for yourself, we've got some coloring pages right here. These are super cool pages, you guys. These are from a book called The Body, and it is by Time Life Books. It really is an intriguing look at the way that the human body works. And it was, I'm thinking 1950, so very cool. When I arrange these books, you have the whole sheet. So you'll have this part as well as the inside part, which depicts an operating room. Very different how an operating room looks now as opposed to the 1950s. Have some map imagery for you. And here we are coming up on another creative cluster. This one's all about coffee. Coffee and sunshine. That's how I like to start my day. How about you? Coffee and sunshine and date not loaf. This is vintage recipe page. And I love it because it has like the stains from the person who owned it actually cooked these recipes. This is super vintage cross stitch pattern. You know, I used to buy those when I was a young mom. Cross stitch was one of those things that I so enjoyed doing, and my mother-in-law enjoyed doing it too. So it was fun to kind of trade patterns and see what she was creating, and she would see what I was creating. It was really nice. This is a chippy. It says don't forget, and there's one under here that says entrance. A chippy is a great journaling tool, especially when you've got something like this. The word entrance, what does that mean to you? Don't even have to think hard about it. Flip it over, journal your thoughts about the word entrance. Are you taking an entrance exam? Are you entering into a relationship? Are you entering into being alone? This again is the vintage recipes. I have to thank Miss C for this because she sent the nicest selection of vintage recipe books, recipe pages, and actual handwritten recipes. And you can see that this banana bread, somebody thought it was good because she has written the word good in cursive, no less, in her cookbook. Got magazine pages for you, more coloring right here. We think about uses for these books. You can use them to make greeting cards. It's really interesting to read the articles. Now everything, you can pull things out of the book. I think that's, I'm just gonna pull this out. There we go. All right, so we've pulled this page out. We can look at it. We can read about it. Now this was taking the West by force, about the cavalry. Now, let's scoot it back in here. And kind of lift up. And just kind of ease it back into the book. Kind of wiggle it about a little bit. That makes your art supply book so interactive. You can put things in. You can take things out. You can rearrange things. Just rearranging things in the pockets or in the signatures is a great art exercise. This is a really big classic creative cluster. We have fabric scraps, collage scraps, art trading coin scraps, and buttons right here. And there's even a brad. So you can take these elements. These are old crochet elements. I think what we were doing with this a long time ago was we were making flowers out of it. And that was a really fun creative cluster, classic creative cluster. Remember when we used to do those? Goodness me. I think that paper is so pretty. And you can see that this, the blue and the light green, go with the blue and light green image right here on the magazine page. And then you have these awesome, let me show you the front of that. Hold on. Let's see if I can find it. I might not be able to find it. Like I said, it's a little jam-packed in here. Let's see. I can find the front. Yeah, I can't find it. It's really jam-packed. But these are some tessellated pages that I did from super vintage text pages. Got a pocket here. There's a pocket here with tons of things to play with. Cardstock. I think something like this, and this is one of my very favorites of all time. I love this paper. I love this. This is such an odd fabric. It's really super cool. It's got lots of texture and yumminess to it. I think it goes perfectly with the little girl with her lute on the copy dyed paper here. And of course, we had the lute. So we're going to have to put in some sheet music here. And this is a woodcut from a book called The Jazz Man. So you can see how all of these elements play together. You guys, this is a creative cluster kit. So you can make your own heart pens. So there are pen backs here, hearts here, lots of creative fodder for you to DIY, make your own gifts. You know, talking about gifts, we're reminded that some folks are convalescing. So they are convalescing at home, they are convalescing in the hospital, and we think about art as such a healing and wonderful tool to getting better, to actually recovering from. This is Edith Holton. I just took some pages and made pockets from them. We think about art as a healing thing, and when someone is unwell, we send flowers, or we send cookies, or we send teddy bears or other stuffed animals. What if we sent an art supply book to them and encourage them to go through and color and glue and cut out and collage? It's a great progressive sort of book. You can start out small, man. You can start out with small projects. So you can do an art trading coin. Let's pull that out right there. And look, we could do some collage, because we have collage elements over here. So maybe we can do an art trading coin. And then maybe we're super tired after that when we close the book and we put it away for the next day. The next day, let's branch out a little more. Let's do an art trading card. Let's, that's 3.5 by 2.5. And then, maybe the next day we'll kind of branch out and do, we'll look back here and, look, we've got a substrate to work with right here. So maybe we're going to collage on that substrate. Maybe we're going to put our art trading coin maybe we'll use our art trading coin as part of this substrate back here and make us a nice 4x6 piece of art. Art is just, it makes you just want to breathe. It relaxes you. It's not intense. It's easy. You've got everything you need in the book to collage with. You'll need some scissors, or tear stuff out. Doesn't matter. And a glue stick is nice to have. This is from a vintage Vega repair manual. I think these are from the 1970s. Of course, what would we do without this modeled wonderful text here? These old text pages. A bit of purple for you to work with. This is a classic creative cluster that is all about the stars. This says Wooden Wonders. It's the first telescope. We've got vintage Farmer's Almanac back here. Just this cluster is so much fun to work with. Things like this are great to put on your desk for over coffee art in the morning. Just one envelope, one packet, one creative cluster. You don't have to get out a whole bunch of stuff. Just use what's in the pocket, in that creative cluster pocket. Of course, you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want. I mean, it's art, right? So do what you want. Do what makes you happy. These magazine pages are so awesome, and I love them. Of course, we've got cardstock in here for you. So we were talking about a convalescent kind of art supply book. So we said, you know, we can make an art trading coin, we can make an art trading card, we could do a substrate. You can make greeting cards from the elements in this book. Maybe you have no way to get to the store, and you would like to send someone a greeting card. You know, you got a broken leg, got a, you know, just recovery from an operation, something like that. These books are just little wonders of just creativity that you could use to make cards. Oh, that one's not secure in there. Just stick that back in. I love the map imagery. That always reminds me of travel and going places. Not sure, you know, I did go to Italy for my 60th birthday in 2018, but I'm uncertain if we'll ever be able to comfortably travel again. I know that it is coming back, and that's a huge blessing for those who really enjoy, you know, cruising or being on a cruise ship and things like that. Again, the awesome old recipe books, vintage recipe books. We have a little nod to the beach here. Got some seagulls, beach umbrella, beach chair. I would like to be at the beach. Some scrappy bits. Let's dream. Let's dream about butterflies and birds and flowers and all things spring. This is a really sweet kit, y'all. This is Bev made these little dresses, and they're just amazing. I sent my mom one, and she's like, that is the coolest thing. I was like, I know. So there's a bit of pattern paper in here. There's this is vintage, a pattern magazine right here. So you got lots of things to work with there. Vintage postcard. More cardstock. Painty papers, of course. You gotta have some painty papers. Painty papers here. Isn't that just lovely right there? Goodness me, that's so pretty. This is kind of a little fold-out piece. It's getting a bit chunky to try and flip. Again, these are $42. I got a 10% off in the Etsy store going on at checkout. You'll see, usually are prompted, you know, do you have a code to use? And our code for 10% off is buy it now. And that way you can get 10% off your purchase. And it's not just for our art supply books, it's for anything in the shop. I do have new Gypsy Boho bottles in there. I have printables, I have some kits, very different things going in the Etsy store, and I'm building every day. I'm trying to come up with something new and fun and different to put in the Etsy store. So check it out. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you soon. Happy Thursday, Earthlings. Bye.